Hello, my friends. It is Jen Lefforge here. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you're here with me today. This is my second month on YouTube, and a month ago, when it was my first month on YouTube, I did a video just kind of briefly talking about my experience, what I was learning, and at the time, my hope was that I would do this as a monthly update. These are hopefully going to be one-take vlogs. I'm not going to spend a lot of time editing, mostly because I think I'm talking to fellow creators, so you totally understand that. And also because these are not by far my most watched videos, which I kind of would expect. So this is more internally. It's for me, it's also for other baby YouTubers that are just learning the ropes and figuring things out. So the first thing I want to talk about today is just kind of an update on numbers and where I'm at. This will help me as I look back, as you know, that the whole thing that I talked about from the beginning was never compare, this is a quote from John Acuff, who's a great writer. Hey John, never compare your beginning to somebody else's middle. And I found myself with a lot of the trap of comparison when I first started. I'd see these YouTubers with thousands of subscribers, and every time they put up a video, there were 200 views right away, and I would put up a video and just sit there like crickets and watch and refresh, and nobody would watch it. So this is kind of an encouragement to everybody that if this is something that you are finding enjoyment from and you want to do, keep doing it. And as you get better and as you grow, I think the numbers will follow. And if they don't, then just do it for you. Because, you know, somebody asked me the other day, why are you doing YouTube? And I thought, you know what, this is my creative outlet. This isn't any stranger than if I was doing, you know, my dad used to sketch and oil paint, and he never sold any of his paintings, but he loved that. Every time they went on vacation, you would see him out sketching. And my mom was a painter. My mom is a writer. People make pottery. People do all kinds of creative expressions. I happen to have a heart of a performer. I've always either been in community theater or I was a professional singer for a while. Never made much money doing any of it, but I've always enjoyed the creative process and that as an outlet. So that is what this is for me. If something comes of it, great. If nothing comes of it other than I get to that form of expression, and this is my little space in the universe to do that, then, you know, so be it. It's all good. So numbers wise, I've been really happy this month. I think we were hovering right around 30 a month ago. We're now at 210 subscribers. So that's like, what? That's major jazz hands. My views are at 8,453. I didn't write down my minutes. I don't really know where I'm at on that. It's such a varying number. My goal was just to kind of commit to it for a year, do the Disney stuff, maybe do some running stuff. I need to do more running stuff, figure out my voice, what I wanted to talk about, have a fun place, something for me to do that is, like I said, that is creative. My average view time is just about 6 minutes, and that I'm really proud of. I feel like of all of the numbers from the last 2 months, that's the one I want to hang my hat on, because that's a long time. So I'm very pleased with that, because I think it means that the content that I'm putting out there is good, or people are just have it on autoplay and are doing whatever in the background, but we won't worry about that. I would say that I did my very first filming in the Disney parks. So I had done the Asheville trip, which I felt like was a disaster for filming, but this was my first time actually filming in the parks, and I had asked a ton of people for advice before I left. I'm gonna talk about them in a minute, but it was actually super fun, and I felt way less conspicuous than I thought I would. I use a Canon G7X, and I didn't use the holster piece like I thought I would. I just held the camera. I thought that that was the best bet for me. I felt less conspicuous that way than if I'd had like all this equipment. Honest to God, no one paid any attention to me. And even there was one whole day when I filmed by myself and nobody paid any attention to me then either. So those of you that are off to do that and are concerned that you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb, you won't. Everyone's doing their own thing, especially at Disney, and it was fine. I worried for absolutely nothing. Now getting home and doing the editing was a completely different animal. It is way different to edit me just talking to you guys. I can easily cut things out. For example, I have hair in my mouth right now. Ugh. I can easily cut things out. It just takes me a second. It's not a big deal. The editing for the vlogs in the parks is taking me, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. You know what, is the camera like not even level right now? You know what, I'm using that Gobi, the one that's kind of I know there's a level on this camera. I should probably look that up. I told you I'd do it in one take. So those of you, if it's slightly crooked, who are going, why is your camera crooked? Sorry. Anyway, I needn't have worried about that. The people I was traveling with were such great sports about it. And so that made it super fun, and I'm loving reliving it. Things I learned, I gotta do something about the sound. I am really loud. I mean, I can project my voice across 3 football fields. Sorry, you can hear my dogs. But I gotta do something about the sound because I'm so loud, and especially my laugh. Good Lord, y'all. I never got so sick of hearing my own laugh in my life. I gotta figure out a way to balance that sound out. I know I probably at some point will wanna upgrade to a better camera where I have an external microphone, but then that gets into the conspicuous piece again. So I don't know. I gotta figure that piece of it out for next time I go in July, which will be interesting because my son does not want to be on film at all. So I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Some other things I've learned about this month, definitely my thumbnails have improved. I use Canva for my thumbnails. I know there's a couple of other ones. There's one called Stencil that you can use that seems to work really well. Some people use PicMonkey. What I have found is the easiest, I use iMovie, is I just save some images from the video itself, and then I use those to create my thumbnails. I've played with different things. I'm feeling like I probably need to come up with a consistent format for my thumbnails. I know Method to the Magic, you guys recently, like for the whole trip, I should probably have a consistent thumbnail for just that trip. I haven't done that yet. Another thing I need to work on is my intro. That's just really time consuming, and I just haven't done that yet. So maybe when I get, maybe that could be something like when I get to 300 subscribers, I'll work on a really good, consistent intro. Music. I am learning a ton about music. The whole thing, since I haven't met that threshold yet for monetization, it doesn't really matter. I can really use whatever music I want, but part of me is kind of not wanting to do that. I don't want to get any flags or anything. For the most part, I'm really happy with the selection that's on the YouTube royalty free and what's on iMovie royalty free. I've used Ben Sound a couple times, and there's a couple others that I have accounts with. I could see myself outgrowing that pretty quickly though. I'm getting kind of tired of the same music already, and even if it's just for myself for editing purposes, I need to find some other music sources. If you're watching this and you're a vlogger and you have a royalty-free music site that you are just in love with, will you please put that link below, because I'm really looking for what's a really good body of music. And unfortunately, I can become too much of a perfectionist about the music piece of it because I come from a musical background, and that could just take up hours and hours of time. So I really have to watch that because I do have a life to live, and I don't make any money doing this. So that's kind of a big deal. Sound, I want to talk about that. Oh, I know what I want to talk about. If you're just starting and you're wondering, like, how do you get to 200 subscribers? It's a little unfair because I already had a blog. So I already had a pretty significant, like I have 3,000 Twitter's followers, and I have, you know, my numbers are not phenomenal by any stretch of the imagination, but it was enough that people kind of came over to the YouTube page. I would say definitely though, get involved in the Twitter community. And again, like I said in the first video, make it authentic. Don't reach out just to expect back. Like, you have to really invest yourself. I know, like, there's a couple of YouTubers that every time each other puts a vlog up, we're watching it and we're commenting on it, and we're developing kind of a little community of YouTubers that are similar in size to my own channel, and that gives me feedback. They're like my colleagues, right? It's like we go to the water cooler and chat, or using a non-professional, it's like gathering for our quilting club or whatever it is. We share ideas, we share resources, and we support each other. So kind of figure out what your niche is. Mine happens to be Disney vlogging, but yours could be whatever, and sort of find that community. I like Twitter for that, only because I think, I don't know why I like Twitter for that and not Facebook, but I do. Twitter is my jam. Instagram, sort of, because a lot of us also have Instagram, but it's hard to talk on Instagram. So I would definitely like search for some of the hashtags, like small YouTuber or like small YouTuber army or things like that, and you'll find a lot of like-minded people, especially if you're focusing in on whatever niche it is that you're doing. I will tell you, numbers-wise on YouTube, I've learned some stuff. I'm watching the numbers less and less as the days go by. My first couple of weeks, I was like focused on numbers all the time. I don't even really look at them that much anymore, but I will tell you that the counters seem to freeze for me on a pretty regular basis. At first I thought it was because I was viewing it too much from my channel page, because evidently if I'm gonna look at my own videos, which you can watch your own videos all day long, it's part of what we do it, I should be doing that through Creator Studio and not through, one of them is a Great Pyrenees, and he's seriously 100 pounds. The bark is just like, do you think I'm loud? That dog, holy crap. Anyway, you should do it through Creator Studio. That's also where we should be responding to comments, and I just learned that. So some of you may be like, yeah, duh, I did not know that when I started. So I'm starting to respond through Creator Studio under Community instead of on my page itself. But even though I've stopped doing that, my counts will just freeze randomly. I have done some research. Evidently, it's something to do with auditing, and YouTube will audit every once in a while. So all that to say, don't freak out if your numbers freeze. It just seems to be kind of par for the course in what they do. So what have I learned? Filming was not a big deal, like I thought it would be. Editing a trip video is a huge deal. Oh my God. Fun, but a huge deal. Still working on music. You guys comment below if you think of anything. Twitter fam, YouTube fam, develop your own community around that. Let's talk about really quick before I sign off my goals for this following month. Subscriber count, I would like to get to 300. If I could stick at about 100 new subscribers a month, that would make me super, super happy. I don't know how realistic that is, so we'll just have to see. I know sometimes when you're new, you get a lot of subscribers, so we'll see how that goes. And then I would like to start branching out a little bit and trying some other topics. I haven't talked about running a lot, but that's something I'm really passionate about. I don't think those are gonna get quite as many views, but I'm wondering if it's something I wanna do, if I should just put it out there anyway. So if you have any thoughts on that, I would love to see your comments below. Anyway, I hope you'll like, I hope you'll subscribe. If you're a baby YouTuber specifically, please give me your link below. I would love to go check out your stuff. I would love to subscribe. I would love to support you in any way that I can, as I have been supported. So I'm gonna do some more filming today, some more editing today. Tuesdays has kind of turned into my big YouTube day, which is good because I can fit it into the rest of my life. But no matter how you're creating today, no matter what you're putting out into the universe, I hope you're finding it to be positive and happy. I hope that you're working on yourself. I hope that you're having good relationships with the people that you love. And I hope that this has been helpful and informative. And I will see you very soon. Happy YouTubing, you guys.